Susan, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I'll put my speaker up a little bit more. Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Susan.
One second. All right. Our wheels start spinning. Good morning, everyone. I just want to thank you for allowing me to be part of today's meeting. You know, a lot has transpired in our county over the past several weeks, and I think so many people are feeling that this is so surreal and a bad dream that they're ready to wake up from. But I think the reality is that it's going to be a long haul for all of us. In other disaster patterns, we kind of see the floodwaters recede or the winds stop, but in this situation, there are so many unknowns. But through it all, it's been amazing to see the resilience of our community, especially watching the three commissioners. I mean, you have been an inspiration. Your hard work, your support, and your love for your community, I mean, that's been evident in so many things that you have done over the past several weeks. So I thank you all three for that and just really appreciate you. And I also thank you for the offer of taking the LVEDC initiative task force under your wings. We have a wonderful group of team leaders that we selected. We met this week. I wanted to confirm that their willingness and their ability to move forward. So the team leaders will be, that we have selected thus far, will be Bob Dodd, who's on here today. So thank you, Bob. Jennifer Easter, with WellSpan, Brooke Smith from United Way, Karen Grove from the Chamber, Geoffrey Roach, he's a resident of Palmyra. He's on the Palmyra School Board. He worked for Lebanon Valley College, and he's really strategic and analytical, so he's getting assigned to the measurement and analysis task.
Susan, I think Jeffrey moved to Harrisburg University of Science and Technology.
Yeah, he's there now. Yeah. But they have the capability of analyzing and measuring all the data and statistic information that we want to track from the beginning to the hall to make sure that we're progressing along the way.
He's a school board member in Anvil, Cleona, not Palmyra.
Oh, Anvil, yeah. I always want to put him in Palmyra. Okay. So I just think that so many of our leaders have been doing the best they can under these circumstances to be prepared and to prepare others as much as possible, not only for the health concerns, but the concerns for the business community and the community at large.
Did you want to mention Brooke?
Brooke Smith. I'm sorry, Brooke Smith from the United Way. Thank you, Bob. I'm trying to keep my notes over here so they're not in my face. But
Sorry.
So the task force will be a unified approach by leadership to continue the support to the county residents and businesses. And when we met this week, we're going to be egalitarian team leaders. We're going to all be continuing what we've been doing, and we're going to work together as a unified front. One of the tasks, Bob, and do you have the spreadsheet in front of you with the team structure?
Yes.
Okay, you all have that in front of you. So Bob and Jen will be doing the public health mitigation. Brooke, human and social services. I'll be following along through with the business. Karen is also going to be doing the new business normal. And Jeffrey will be doing the analysis and measurements. And then we'll all be working on the communication piece, which is one of the most important pieces that we all will be adding into so that we can do a comprehensive strategy to maximize the awareness in the community. And we're all starting this week with the implementation, putting our tasks down. We'll be selecting subcommittees to work underneath each team leader. And then our goal will be to set key targets to move forward. We'd like to design a web page, just a simple web page where everyone can be directed to simple. I mean, there's so much data that's just overwhelming everyone. So if we can have a simple web page that we can publicize and have people come and look on that, and it can links back to each of our organizations, but I just think that's something that could be a good asset as well. One of the first steps, Bob and Jen are putting together some flow charts. There's so much information out there on protocols and procedures, but just a simple flow chart. Am I expressing that right, Bob? Would you call it a flow chart, or what would you call that?
Simplifying the rules and regulations.
Good, thank you. Other agencies are interviewing businesses and surveying businesses to assess their needs, and then all those results will be tallied and analyzed. There have been surveys going out, but we're just not communicating to get all those results. So now we'll be communicating and bringing those results and analyzing them. So we've been busy working with our Workforce Alliance and with other agencies to get funding on the street. We were able to put $1.7 million worth of funding applications up to the state in 4 days. So that was kind of an overload. I had 18 applications I was able to process before they closed the door, and we're just about through. We have most of them funded through the state, which is really good news for Lebanon County. And they have a website, the state has a website where you can go and look at the companies and how much they put out so far. So the appointee list, I believe, is in front of you. And that I would be asking for you to nominate or vote on that today, the list that was presented to you.
I have a question, Susan.
Do we want to seek the motion first, and then we'll take questions and discussion? Is there a motion?
My question, I think, needs answered before I would make a motion.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I was wondering, we, I think, would consider hosting this if we had asked to appoint the people, and we also gave suggestions individually as to others that should be included. For instance, I asked that the military, who is our largest employer in Lebanon County, be included, and I see nothing here about them because we have the VA Medical Center, we have Fort Indiantown Gap, the National Cemetery, the Armory. I mean, military is big in our county.
Absolutely, Joellen, and the only reason they're not on the list today is I tried to make contact and I have not reached my point of contact yet. So I'm hoping by next meeting we can add them to the list.
And
I just didn't want to, and if you're comfortable with adding them to the list without without having that conversation with them first, I welcome that. We can gladly appoint them to our list today. I just didn't put it on because I was not able to have that conversation with them.
And who is your point of contact?
I don't have my notes here, but is it Jamie? I was talking to you about him last evening.
Colonel Weisnick.
David.
David.
He's not hard to get hold of.
Well, I'm definitely going to try, and I definitely want them on the list. I agree with you that they'll be an asset to it. So if you're comfortable putting them on today without us speaking to them, we can gladly do that. I would imagine they're going to say they'd be part of it.
Chairman, may I ask a question?
Certainly, Bill.
Yeah. Susan, the list that we're approving, is that just the folks on your chart here, or are you talking about all the folks that received the email?
No, the list that you're approving is the team leaders for the initiative. And then there'll be subcommittees under each team leader.
Yeah.
And I don't think we need to vote on the subcommittees. I think they can just fall under the team leaders.
I'm not comfortable, making this motion. We, as was indicated by committee, we made some suggestions at the meeting that we had, your kickoff meeting, and I just feel that I personally feel that you should have the autonomy and the independence to go forward with this on your own. I don't think we need to oversee it or micromanage it, so I'm comfortable just leaving you and the EDC move forward with this.
Whatever you decide.
Okay, so is that where we are? Is there an interest in making a motion to adopt this program that Susan has put forward, or do we want to follow Bill's as our liaison, follow his guide?
I'd be interested in being a part of it to some degree, but I'd like to see the full list to make sure we're all inclusive before we would move forward.
So is that a note to the motion today?
For today, yes. I wouldn't say I wouldn't revisit it. I would if I could see the whole list.
All right, Susan, I'm not sure if you're clear. I guess my question is, are we going to follow Bill's guidance and turn the autonomy back to Susan's group, or and Joella, if you'd like to be considered as part of this group, maybe you can speak with Susan about that, as being part of that, if that will try to accomplish, so you'll have input. I'm not sure where this leaves us if we're not doing the motion and we're turning back to Susan for her own autonomy. So.
Yeah, Joellen, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And you can gladly be part of it. And then if you decide, or anyone decides moving forward that they want to give up their blessing, we'll go back to that agenda.
I don't think it's that we don't want to give it, obviously. That would not be something that I would want to say, I don't want to give this our blessing. I think you have a good start, and I want to compliment you on being aggressive and moving forward with this, but I personally think that, I made a special request that the chairmanship be shared between you and Karen Grow, and that was disregarded, and I just think that rather than, I think to leave you to your own decision making would be far better, and I don't think with this, the way it's played out now, we'd be better off to have you just move forward with this, and I gladly give it my blessing. I think you're off to a good start, and hopefully everything will work out, and you'll be able to serve the businesses and the residents of the county in a favorable way.
I see where Karen Grow says, is this not voted on by the commissioners? Does that mean that funding assistance may not be available through the commissioners? What funding assistance?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about funding.
We talked in our meeting, if we need a budget, what that budget would look like, and would we go to the commissioners to ask for any funding, or how would we pursue with that?
What kind of numbers are you talking?
We were looking, we didn't have a budget. The team leaders were coming back to us this next week, next Tuesday, to say, okay, what do we see that we need? We were thinking some maybe for PR and some administrative in case we need to print anything, or but we do not have a number on that.
Well, that should all be part of the proposal, I think, so we know what we're voting on.
Right. So for now, we'll move forward with Bill's suggestion, and we'll be in touch if we need any further assistance.
Okay. Thank you, Susan.